Welcome back to the LoCo Experience Podcast, another episode of the bonus series Hot Nugs Conversations with the Fort Collins Mayor's candidates. My guest today is Tricia Canonico, and she is joining us here at the studio at the LoCo Experience.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thanks for having me on.
How excited are you about the hot sauces today?
On a 1 to 10.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure. Maybe a 9.
Oh, really? So you're
Just a
pretty
little
excited.
curious about what the hottest one's going to be.
So you wish we had more hot ones?
No.
Oh, okay.
Decidedly not.
Okay. All right. Because we could do that. We have one more
Nope,
adaptation. We could
nope.
pump it up a notch.
Nope. All good.
Okay. Well, one of your opponents is like allergic to a bunch of peppers and spices and stuff, so we're going to have to figure out a whole different thing
I'm
there.
guessing it's Emily.
Yeah. So these guys are working on that. I'm not the foodie. They're the foodies, but we're going to keep her safe and hopefully challenge her taste buds a little bit.
That's Don't kill off any of the opponents. I really like Emily. We're friends.
Well, we have, as you know, a handful of questions, each tied to a nugget. And as soon as we get our first dip in here, which is actually just a barbecue sauce from Matador, then we will have that. Ava, are you on that with the barbecue sauce? Or Sean? Or okay, thank you. So we'll just first dip, taste.
Okay.
We're just doing one container, but most of the candidates are okay with a double dip as long as you flip. Policy.
It's no direct double dipping.
Yeah, no direct double dipping, but you might want a little more sauce for the other side of the nugget. So we'll just do that, and then I'll ask the first question.
Okay.
I didn't say that before, the no double dip unless you flip, but I like it.
I like them. I think I'm not going to double dip because it's going to be a lot of nugget eating by the end.
Yes, and if you don't want to finish a nugget, we can, you can leave them half finished too. Depends on how late your lunch was. So,
That is very delicious barbecue sauce.
yes, I agree. What would you say if you were trying to describe it to somebody?
I worked in the restaurant industry for a long time
Okay.
in college and grad school. And my favorite description of a wine was it was foxy.
Okay.
I don't know if I'd call this foxy, but I think it's really got some interesting characteristics. And
Yeah.
I'm thinking about, the finish and all of that.
Nice.
It's really nice.
I like it. I think that's a pretty apt description, actually, because it is. I was almost going to describe it as a specimen barbecue sauce, like it's just kind of what you want, but it's too much more unique than like a traditional barbecue sauce. It's got too many other spices kind of running around in there playing with you.
Yeah. A lot of interesting things going on in your mouth.
It's actually spicy too, because I can tell I'm going to have a long, sweaty conversation today because I'm kind of already sweaty. James Merkley, one of our co-collaborators here with StoryPath Creative, asks, what is your fondest story to share about the people or community of Fort Collins?
You know, what I think really strikes me about our community is how generous everyone is. And so throughout my time in Fort Collins, I've been here for 15 years now, I really tried to bring together community. And so when I see a need, I just have stepped up.
Okay.
And I started Feed the NoCo Frontline immediately following the outbreak of COVID. And within 5 weeks, we raised $40,000 to help support local restaurants. We supported over 50 restaurants and to feed all of the health facilities across northern Colorado.
Oh, wow.
And just to see the people step up, I was talking with a business owner yesterday, and she asked me what made me think I could succeed with that. And prior to that, I was in spin class one day. My spin instructor mentioned that her daughter was going through her 3rd round of cancer, and they wanted to go see YouTube and couldn't afford it. So I put together a fundraiser for her. We got them there. We got the backstage passes, front row tickets, makeovers, photo session, limo, dinner out, and then
Kind of a little private Make-A-Wish.
Yeah. And then it became a benefit concert at Odell's with a YouTube cover band.
Oh,
and we
wow.
raised a lot of money to help with her medical bills. So knowing, just putting that out there in the community and that it succeeded.
Yeah.
I just had a feeling when we did this for our healthcare workers and our restaurants, everybody would want to get involved, and,
Yeah.
and they did.
I remember Foco Cafe in particular really did a lot of meal delivery within that effort as well. Was that part of your coalition, if you will, or not necessarily?
I think, talking with this business owner yesterday, she had done a small one on her own where
Oh.
some people had donated a few $1,000s
Yeah,
to
yeah.
her coffee shop. And then, so maybe no coffee.
There were some independents. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay, I think we're ready for the next.
Okay.
This one's a rub, actually. Thank you. It's been a fan favorite. This is the buffalo rub from Old Town Spice Shop. So,
Great.
ladies first this time. I'm sorry I jumped in front of you last time.
Oh. It's got a little curry to it. Really good. A little spicy.
Yeah, I can see if you rubbed something with this and then seared it a little bit, it might really be nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking like a veggie stir fry.
So not even using it as a rub, more straight seasoning. Is
Oh,
what you're
well, it's
saying.
a side. So it's chicken or shrimp. Would be
dig it.
really nice.
You'd like how I set myself up there by taking a bite right before. It was my turn to talk. Our next one is from Paul, who you just met from Matador Mexican Grill. What is your plan to help support small businesses to start and grow in Northern Colorado?
Yeah. I was a small business owner myself. I sold my business when I moved to Fort Collins.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Can I ask what business
Sure.
it was?
It was in the hobby and craft industry.
Okay.
And then I kind of expanded into a travel component as well. So I put on a conference on the island of Mykonos in Greece.
Oh,
and
wow.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. But moving and having a third child and my husband working in Denver, just thought it was a little much
Yeah, fair.
to keep on. So anyway, having been a small business owner, I'm aware of a lot of the issues that they encounter trying to make payroll, all the added expenses right now.
Yeah. Insurance goes up every year. Your
Yeah.
customers don't like it if your prices go up every year, but they have to.
Yeah. And, taxes right now, property taxes have really
Huge.
increased.
Yeah, and if you're not the owner, your rent
Yep.
does instead.
Yeah. Yeah. But for the interest, for small businesses in general, we have the Multicultural and Entrepreneurial Center that I would like to keep us moving forward with and providing those services to our small business owners to help them succeed. But I also think there's some interesting things that we could do with the restaurant industry, like start a food incubator and look at underutilized city properties where we could help them kind of advance. So I think about Taco Stop and what's the other one Bread Check. How they started out,
They're very
as farmers
small.
market
Yep.
or as a food truck, and now how
Yeah.
they have expanded their business. And how can we help other restaurants move in that direction? We all love good food, good sauces, good rubs,
Yeah.
but how do we help as a city to see our small businesses succeed? And I think those are a couple things that we can be doing as a city.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I think we're ready for number 3. And this one is the honey jalapeno sauce, also from Matador.
Okay.
And several of our guests have really enjoyed it. Or not several, you're our third, so 2 prior.
So hopefully with the honey, it's got a little sweetness and not too spicy.
It's not too spicy. Just a little dab of two. Was good and spicy for you?
What's that?
Was that's actually kind of spicy? Look, no.
No, I was trying to figure out how to describe it.
Yes, it's part of the game.
Yeah, so nice. It's got that honey. Starts out kind of mellow and then has that
Yeah,
afterburn.
like
I'd
a
say.
latent heat.
Yeah,
Almost.
yeah.
So was your experience in the restaurant industry before you started your business?
Yeah. So throughout college and grad school, I worked in as a hostess, server in a lot of different restaurants.
Yeah. And
You
where
know,
did you come from, if I may?
So coming to Fort Collins was my 24th move.
Oh, boy. So is your husband like incorporated or something? You moved around
No,
with him, or was your family early?
both of us grew up in the military.
Okay.
And so by the time I graduated from high school, I had gone to 12 different schools
Wow.
and had moved, I think, 18 times by then. So I had lived, I've lived in Germany, the UK a couple times, Paris, all over the East
Wow.
Coast, Midwest, Oregon, and Colorado a couple times.
And then how long in Fort Collins now?
We've been here since 2010. So I think that's
Yeah.
really a testament to how much we love this city.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
It's been a great place to raise our 3 children.
Yeah. That's really neat. It's a hard place to leave.
It's a
For
really
sure.
hard place to live. We have no intentions of leaving.
Our third question is from Mayor Wade Troxel, former mayor. Fort Collins has been described as the choice city of Colorado and is known for beers, bikes, and bands and more. What is your vision for the evolving brand for the city of Fort Collins in 30 years? What might that look like?
So I think we'll see a lot of the same things that we're proud of today.
Yeah.
This thriving, amazing downtown area, the great outdoor spaces that we have, definitely bikes, love all our bikes, but really beefed up. So I'd love to see us become the first diamond level bike friendly community in the country. We're one of 5 platinum level.
Okay.
And so I think we need to strive and get to
Okay.
be that next level. So I'd like to see that happen
like
in
it.
the next 30 years. I think we continue to be a place where art and culture thrive, where we have incredible restaurants, keep the beers and other things like that. But I'm also on the Front Range Passenger Rail District Board. So working to bring rail to Fort Collins by 2029.
Okay.
And so I hope we have a thriving rail line and we have alternatives on ways to get up and down the Front Range.
I've thought about that a lot in the past as an easier way for commuters to get to Denver for their work and stuff. But probably just as impactful is an easier way for Denverites to get the hell out of Dodge and come up to
Yeah.
Fort Collins for the
Yeah.
weekend too.
Yeah, so really the economic impact that could have for our community.
Yeah.
And then also,
Well, if we go down there and get our paychecks, and then they come up here and spend their money,
yeah.
that's a double
Yeah.
double whammy. Keep going. Sorry.
Oh, no, that's good. And, now you try to get to Denver and you don't know if you're going to get there safely or if you're going to get there in an hour or 3 hours. I was down just in Commerce City on Saturday and it took me 2.5 hours to get home.
Yeah.
So I think everyone will be excited to see another way to travel in our state.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that. And then I think we're going to just continue to be this forward-looking, innovative place. I hope we see some of the new sectors that really fit well with what we're doing,
Yeah.
like
Maybe we
climate.
could add brains, beers,
I like
bikes, and
it.
bands.
Before.
Yeah. Before 2030.
Yeah.
Well, we're already got a lot of brains here, and that's part
We
of
do.
why we succeed is we overpunch in terms of our intellectual and educational capabilities for a town of our size.
Right. Like I would say I represent District 3, which is the southeast corner of
Okay.
the city.
Yep.
And 9% of the district has a PhD.
Oh my!
I know.
For
and
reals?
for real. I think that's really an incredible statistic. I can't imagine there's that many council districts across the country that have that percentage of PhDs in them.
Wouldn't imagine very many places. I think we're ready for number 4, Ava Sue. Snappy that time. Good job. Is this the Rebel Uprising? It looks like the Rebel Uprising. This is one of my favorites, if not my favorite, from among these various. It's got a little more punch, you'll notice, and we can get our milks filled up after when we take a break here after this question. But I think it has a very nice profile.
Yeah, it's pretty smooth. It's getting hot. It's getting a
So-
little warm in here.
It's getting hot in here. Oh, wait. Explicit lyrics ahead. You might be my mayor here in a few months. How would you describe, if you will, to somebody wondering what the Rebel Uprising is like?
I would say more of a Mexican flair. Definitely spice forward. Feeling it in the front of my tongue. Yeah.
Kind of a tomato forward, I would say,
Yeah.
for a hot sauce these days.
Yeah. Taking it up a notch.
Good, good. Well, then you'll be ready for milk here after this question. And this one's from Sean, Old Town Spice Shop. The proposal for paid on-street parking in Fort Collins aims to address revenue and parking turnover. How do you plan to balance the city's need for revenue and parking management with the concerns of business owners and customers regarding accessibility and affordability?
Yeah, so I think we really need to be mindful as we move forward. How do we ameliorate the adverse impacts of a program like this? I'm interested to see it come forward to City Council for a first reading. And I, as I said, as a small business owner, I understand those worries and concerns about what your customer base continues to look like. I think the staff has really researched this deeply. And, I look to our peer communities.
Yeah. Do you know what the proposal is at this point?
Yeah. It will be paid parking in the garage and also the streets. It's looking at $1.50 to $2 an hour on street, slightly more for the parking garages to kind of incentivize people who are staying longer term to use the garages. And then, so out of the 19 peer communities, 16 have paid parking.
Yeah.
So, and looking at that list, these are thriving communities that have strong businesses. So I think we can work it out and make it work for everyone.
Yeah.
And then also, I think that
How will people pay? Just those little QR code scanner things,
Yeah.
just like the city paid parking lots now and different things?
Yeah, and my hope is that we move towards more of a European system where once your license plate is in the system, that's it. You don't have to think about it again. It automatically does it for you.
Oh,
So
interesting.
as you enter or leave a parking lot or parking garage, you're charged.
Yeah.
And because I do think you're in a hurry.
I was
and
paying my butt, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't care about the money as much as I do,
Right.
hoping the app doesn't not work right, or I mistype my credit card number if it's the first time I'm using it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I hope we think about the ease of use as we move forward.
Would there and could there be any kind of like a annual pass or locals pass? I think about for employees of our restaurants and of the various retail shops and things like that. For them, that $1.50 an hour is a lot.
Yeah.
That's 10% of their wage almost. 8% of their wage sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think about that too. I worked in Larimer Square in grad school.
Yeah.
And I'd get there
you're
at
familiar.
5:55 and think I didn't have to pay the meter, and inevitably I'd get a ticket. But yeah, you have to think about how that's going to impact employees who are lower wage.
But the proposal right now doesn't have any kind of allowance for that.
No, but
kind of
I
thing.
can address that when we bring that forward.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think the opportunity here too is how we can better use our curb space. So
Tell me
for
more.
deliveries or for handicap accessible, I had a bike accident in the fall and broke my ankle. So
Okay.
it was a really great exercise as an elected official to be mobility impaired and be on a scooter and really have to think more about getting around and the accessibility and, getting off a curb. So I think we need to make sure we have adequate parking for our
Also, that on-street parking.
yeah. So it'll allow us to rejigger, and then also, 15 minutes spots for people who are picking up something
Yeah, there
quickly.
really isn't very good handicap parking downtown, is there?
There's not a ton, I would say.
I haven't tried to notice that. I noticed when I go to whatever Target and there's 11 empty handicap spots. I noticed that. The
You're like-
economist to me is like, okay,
Yeah,
should be a
but
flex option.
that's a valuable commodity when you really think about it, our curbside parking in
Yeah,
our old
yeah.
town area, and how can we maximize that for everyone's benefit?
Yeah, no, and I I can make a strong argument for those that are ability impaired in that way, in particular, that the current system of driving around hoping to find a street parking. I wish we could get more people to just use the parking garages more.
Yeah.
Right? And I guess that's part of the notion is people would actually use these parking garages if they had to be in for a trifle on the street too.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, let's take a break.
Hi, this is Clint Jasperson, Managing Partner at Purpose Driven Wealth. We believe financial clarity leads to a life of contentment and purpose. Our mission is to guide clients through the complexities of wealth management, retirement planning, and legacy using a values-driven, stewardship-based approach focused on provision, contentment, and enjoyment. With more than a century of expertise through Thrivent, we offer tailored strategies to help individuals and families achieve their goals and embrace generosity. Whether you're navigating a life or business transition or planning for the future, we're here to partner with you every step of the way. To learn more about Purpose-Driven Wealth, call 970-330-7411.
And we're back. Thanks to Morning Fresh Dairy for equipping us for this next segment. The next one's not too bad.
Okay.
This is the Matador Buffalo Sauce.
Okay.
So, ladies first again, please. You didn't make as happy of a face on that one, or is it the spice?
No, I'm trying to, I'm afraid I'm not going to be a really good describer of the sauces, but that one, it didn't taste very buffalo-y to me. It was a really nice flavor. It has a little bit more barbecue
That's what I would
components, I would
Paul,
say.
we think you should just rebrand this as like spicy barbecue or something, because the buffalo rub tastes like buffalo is supposed to, the
Yeah.
Frank's hot sauce plus buttery flavors kind of thing. So, sorry, you're not the first to kind of diss on the
I'm not
buffalo
just
sauce. It's good. It's lovely.
good,
it just
yeah.
isn't buffalo-y.
Yeah, so I guess that was what I was trying to figure out, the flavor. Yeah, that's the
Love you,
odd
Paul.
look.
Even though we're uncertain about your naming on that one. The next question
Okay.
is our social hot topic. How would you rate the city of Fort Collins on its homelessness initiatives in recent decades and recent years? And what changes would you recommend to the program going forward?
Yeah, I think we've done a lot of great work since I got on council in 2021, right after COVID.
Sure.
So
And the need was probably the most extreme for a while there.
yeah,
I
yeah.
remember the big camps over by Schrader's Country Store and stuff like that.
Yeah, so we have the Hope team, which works with our population that experience homelessness. And we also have Outreach Fort Collins.
So City of Fort Collins has a Hope team?
Yes,
Oh,
out
is
of
that
the
right? Okay.
police services.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, and then
I'm
we-
familiar with Outreach Fort Collins. They came to my Rotary Club, but please share a little bit about that because I don't think people know about it much.
About Outreach Fort Collins
Yeah.
or the Hope team?
Either way.
Again, they help provide resources. So if you encounter someone who is experiencing homelessness, you can reach out to Outreach Fort Collins, and they can help get those individuals squared away with resources. And then the same thing with our Hope team, which is police services again. Wonderful officer Annie leads that team.
Okay.
And I've been able to do a ride along with them and just really see them in action and their compassion and the work they do to really work with those experiencing homelessness to make sure they're taken care of.
So you feel like they've been doing a pretty good job the last decade?
Yeah, since I've been
Especially
on them
since
for
you've been there.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, there's still a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
You know, we had the fire recently at the rescue mission here in Fort Collins.
Oh, I don't think I knew about that. I don't read the news very much.
Yeah, so maybe that was about a month ago,
Okay.
and a kitchen fire, and so they don't have any kitchen facilities. They're not in the building, so we have temporary shelter right now.
Oh, wow.
Fortunately, we are celebrating the groundbreaking of the new shelter, which
Yeah.
will have much more capacity than the rescue mission. Here, I believe it's the next week or two. Sorry.
Yeah.
I
I
haven't,
remember it's right upcoming.
yeah. Yeah. So that'll be an exciting move forward.
Yeah.
And that'll be trauma-informed design. It'll be wraparound services. It'll be a 24-hour shelter. So I really am hopeful about the services that'll be provided there.
Yeah.
And then we have so many great partners that are working in the community that are trying to help with this issue and help everyone who's unfortunately in that position. And then I think, we are looking at some more difficult moments ahead potentially because Loveland's closing their shelter. Loveland's,
That was kind of going to be my question is like, does having this amazing shelter with all these wraparound services and things like that potentially become a magnet for those experiencing homelessness? Like everybody in Loveland currently experiencing homelessness is going to be like, hey, they got a great new place up there in Fort Collins.
yeah, I don't really think so. Last time we really dug in on the data
Okay.
for Continuum of Care, which is works with all of Northern Colorado on this issue. I believe it was a very low percentage that were from outside of Larimer County. So what we're seeing is
Okay.
it's our own.
So it's not much transience.
Yes.
It's homegrown
Yeah.
homeless.
And so another component of all this is how do we make Fort Collins more affordable for those that live here, that work
I think
here.
we had a question on that front coming up
Oh,
here later, don't we? I forget.
I don't think so.
Not. No, let's talk about
No.
it then. It
But-
should have made the list, but it's
Yeah, and so I'm proud of our eviction prevention fund that we've funded through this cycle. $440,000 for both 2025, 2026
Okay.
to help keep people in their houses.
okay.
And then
It's like if they're facing eviction, they can be like, "Hey, I need
yeah.
some help."
Yeah, and then we have so many great programs like Neighbor to Neighbor that helps
Sure.
to keep people in their
Yeah,
houses.
known Kelly
and
for years.
what's that?
I've known Kelly for years.
Yeah.
I mean, they do some amazing work, especially during the COVID nation
Yes,
times.
yeah, and just so many incredible partners. And then I think we have to think about our school district as well and how we partner with them because there are so many homeless students. And then I think another thing that we're looking at piloting now is a safe lot where people can be parked in their cars because we know so many are forced to live in their cars. They don't have other options.
That's an interesting notion, actually. It
Mm-hmm.
would probably alleviate a lot of tenting and parking in neighborhoods and whatever, right?
Yes. And so Loveland has had, not just Loveland, but communities across the country.
Yeah.
But Loveland's had one in place for quite a while now. And so really kind of working with them and using that as a model to see how we can have a successful program that doesn't have outside impacts
not a
on the
ton
neighborhood.
of overhead,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
It's just a space that's reasonably secure.
Yes. And working with our community partners, again, mostly faith institutions
Yeah.
to sponsor those safe lots.
I was thinking that you saw my big ambulance camper out here, and my wife and I go on long road trips with it. I want to eventually start taking like month long and working from the road and stuff. But it would be nice if there was a lot of those safe lots I could pop in there. If
Yeah.
I was in Lincoln, Nebraska, or Fort Collins, or wherever. Anyway, that's probably not what it's for. But I always like this city subsidized security for my rig.
Yeah.
So, well, thank you for that. I think we're ready for the next one. This is, it's pretty high up in our sequence, but in my opinion, it's not that spicy. This is a jerk seasoning from
Okay.
Old Town Spice Shop. To me, it doesn't hit as hard as the Rebel or the Buffalo.
Okay. Let's give it a go.
Ladies first, please. Yeah. Appreciate your. Oh. I set you up for. No, you just breathe. You tried to breathe the sauce. I will make some. I'll fill some dead time here while you're preparing yourself to respond.
I like the sweet side of that one.
I agree. And I like the milk. The milk is really nice accompanying these
Yeah.
things. I mean, I like bourbon too. You like beer. We like beers, bikes, brains. But milk. Also good.
I'll have to come up with a B word for milk.
Bovine juice.
Yeah.
It's probably not like a part of our brand, though.
No,
How would you like you like the sweet part of that jerk?
I do.
Would you like jerk chicken in general or jerk whatever else?
Jerk shrimp.
Jerk shrimp.
But jerk chicken,
You're
yeah.
more of a shrimp girl.
I
Sounds
do like seafood.
Yeah. What's your favorite?
Well, I did live in Maine for a couple years,
Okay.
and we could get a lobster for $3.50 a pound.
Right.
And our favorite place to go for live lobsters was the not the grocery store, the gas station on the corner.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
They just
so,
had a pot full of live lobsters ready to go.
Yeah. They had a tank
Yeah.
in the gas station.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I want. They used to feed lobster to like prisoners and stuff in the early America because it was so annoyingly abundant. Must not be good.
Wish it still was.
Right.
That one's staying with me a little.
Good. That's what we're here for. We actually have the grab bag now. So I'm going to pass this to you and ask you to draw 3. You must answer at least one. But I'll ask you all the questions.
Right.
And if you want to just grab your 3 and then you can hand it back to me, I'll hide it back under the table. Boom. Any order you choose.
Okay. So 6.
So this is 6. If you could only eat one color of food for the rest of your life, what color would it be?
How about beige?
Sexy. Are you Norwegian? Swedish?
But
My wife is actually from Northern European heritage, and she likes to have meals once in a while where everything is like
beige.
beige. Sauerkraut with potatoes and country style ribs, please.
But I was thinking that'll give you the greatest variety, because then you could have fish,
Yeah, lots of different fishes.
potato,
Not salmon, but otherwise, yeah.
French fries, bananas,
That's pretty good, actually. We
apples.
haven't touched on that. Oh, you just peel them. You get the
But
beige part of
like
the inside.
yeah,
right?
kind of like a yellow apple though.
Oh,
pears.
sure. Yep. Oh, yeah. Asian pears. Yummy.
Those lemon cucumbers, see? All
Yeah,
this
yeah.
stuff, kind
Well,
of beigey.
I guess that's kind of beigey, kind of yellow.
I'm gonna,
beige
the-
and yellow. You
the
got a spectrum
spectrum of-
because you're such a boring answer with beige.
but green.
I give you a lot of credit. Actually, you've impressed me intellectually with coming around to that because I think the like red and green is kind of the obvious, like red meat or green plants, whatever.
and
but-
see, green is very limiting.
Yeah, for sure. There's no green meat for one thing.
Well, I don't eat red meat, so
Not at
that
all.
wouldn't be
No
yeah.
pork, just chicken and fish mostly.
Yeah.
Pescatarian? Do you call yourself a pescatarian?
With chicken.
Oh wait, yeah, duh. Well, chickens are basically like land fish.
Okay. Yes, then I'm a pescatarian.
You want the next question?
16.
Who has had the most significant influence in your life?
I would say my husband.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just. I just saw something the other day where like
Does he have a name?
his name is Scott.
Hi, Scott.
Yeah.
You'll probably listen to this.
It was like the weighted vest club.
Okay. I
Do you
like
have a
it.
weighted vest yet?
No, but I've been thinking about it, honestly. My brother-in-law was wearing one for a long time for a big event he was going to do and stuff.
But this was, it was on Instagram. It was a joke, but you couldn't join the neighborhood vest club unless you're willing to bitch about your husband.
Oh.
And so I was like, well, like right now, he's, we've been married
He
for
let you
20
run for mayor.
He let me run for mayor.
There's
I
got to be a
know.
relationship tester, I'm sure.
Yeah, and he's become, he's testing
did
out.
he encourage you to run for mayor? Or he's
no.
encouraging you?
No, he did
You made the
not.
decision, and now he's encouraging you within it.
Yes.
She's going to do what she's going to do, and I might as well.
Yeah.
Try to help.
And so just taking care of basically every aspect of life right now so I can just concentrate on running.
I dig it. I dig it. Well, good job, Scott.
Yeah.
You got a fan. You want to do the last question too, or at
Okay.
least hear it? You can pass.
We can
if you
hear
need to.
it,
You've
yeah.
already answered 2.
30.
30. Describe your first kiss.
Oh, Oh, gosh.
Was it with Scott? Probably not.
No.
Well, you have to choose one.
Wayne Lloyd.
Ooh, a double first name.
Well, first and last, yeah. Well, it's rural Georgia. So
Okay, well, there's a lot of Wayne Lloyds down there. Here.
I think we went out for 3 days. So
Okay.
Yeah.
And you were in what grade?
I think it was 8th grade.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, snuck a quick one.
Hinesville Middle School. Yeah.
Underneath the bleachers or something.
No, waiting for the buses to come.
Oh, really? Just
Oh,
yeah. Well, Wayne, you missed out. I'm just kidding. I think we're ready for the next. So
you
this
like-
one, I can take those back. Thank you. This one is the red from Matador.
Okay. Does it have any sort of description?
The red.
Okay. But
Ladies
it's not a
first.
true red.
I mean, yeah, it's got some brownish tones in there, I guess, or whatever. Yeah, it could be redder.
Okay.
You like that one?
Now we're moving up. A little smokier.
Yeah. Yeah, it must have some kind of smoked pepper in there as part of that base, huh? I'm eating all of my nuggets, which I got another podcast right after this. Lately, I've been doing it because I was getting hungry after the 5 o'clock podcast, but I should stop. I should start doing partials. Okay. How would you describe that to your friends?
Smoky, spicy, but I'm
You're
Pretty-
managing it.
spice limited, I'd say. So
Well, you seem to be toughing it out pretty good. You're not like freaking out or anything.
that one's staying with me though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, good. A little milk before we get into this next question.
It just keeps giving.
The gift that keeps on giving. The community hot topic. How can the city of Fort Collins maintain financial strength in light of declining sales tax collection trends? What mix of cost cutting and revenue enhancement strategies do you envision as being the most important?
Yeah. So this is our topic for tomorrow night is budget.
Okay. At city
And-
council, I
yeah.
guess. Okay.
And, I came on council at a pretty interesting time, I would say. It was 2021, April 2021. So we were still kind of in the midst of COVID.
Yeah.
Everything was still kind of remote, and I'm still tasting spice.
Good job, Paul. But you kind of like it. Am I sensing that correctly? Like, it's kind of a good pain.
That's getting towards my limit. But money was flowing. It was a tough time.
Right.
So,
I think that's part of the problem is the city kind of grew its spendings a lot because of temporary dollars, and those dollars have gone away in some parts.
Yeah, and
some
I think we
cases.
tried to be really mindful where we could that this was temporary money that wasn't going to stay.
Yeah.
But I think there needs to be. I'm seeing this as an opportunity.
Okay.
We can be scrappy, and
Okay.
I think. When you do have an opportunity to tighten your belts, I'll call
The
it
sauce
that.
is affecting you a little bit. at this point, huh?
It makes you examine what you're spending money on.
Yeah.
And is it the priorities that you really want? So I'm seeing this as an opportunity. It's not going to be the easiest.
So there will be some cost cutting.
There'll be cost cutting, but I think we can work around the edges. My husband's been unemployed a couple times.
Yeah.
And when that happens, you really kind of dig into your budget and you're like, wow, I didn't
Totally.
realize I had that subscription.
Totally.
And, just trying to
My wife and I adapted from a $100,000 income to a $60,000 income when I left banking to start a restaurant that didn't work and turned into LoCo Think Tank that did kind of, but it was one of the best seasons because we had to figure out how to, and we didn't see nearly as many concerts anymore. We didn't go to beaches nearly as often. There was real sacrifice.
Yeah. And there will be some changes that won't be as enjoyable as it would have been if we had that same
Sure.
option that we did 2021, 2022.
Yeah.
But I think there's ways that we can make it not as painful. For instance, we were hiring someone to help do that work. Well, hadn't filled that position, and now we've already rolled it into another position. That's like 50% of one FTE's job now. So is the public going to really feel that difference?
Right.
I don't think so.
Is that like the volunteers that cross the streets and stuff?
No,
like that
just
kind of
really
stuff, or-
identifying where there are shortcomings in our students safely reaching school and what are the road projects that we need to occur, making sure there's sidewalks or bike trails that really help.
But somebody just figuring all that out
Yeah,
is hard.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah.
maybe it doesn't need to be a full-timer.
Yeah. And so I think then too, like we have a chance to look through our budget, see where we're not being as efficient as possible. You know, the hiring freeze is helping to where everyone is keeping their positions, but do we really need all these positions that we had intended to hire for?
Yeah.
So I think there's that. And I think we can really look at technology and how we can incorporate it. Cities like Commerce City and Castle Rock have started going to drone first responders. So, you know, when you're somewhere and all of a sudden you see 4 police cars and 3 ambulances. So what if a drone was able to evaluate the situation and said, this is what we need here.
Yeah.
So that's, you know.
I have seen it at times where there's like 7 cop cars and it's one dude in his Volkswagen, and you're like, did everybody need to come? You know, where's...
Yeah. And then last week I had the opportunity to tour the jail. And that was a really interesting conversation. Part of it was each inmate now gets a tablet. And I know you're like, wait, that seems like a big expense. Why would we give each inmate a tablet?
Well,
but
if it decreases their recidivism because they can actually
right,
be
but
educated a
all
little bit.
their any visits they need to have with their lawyer or other services, they can schedule through the tablet and not need to interact with a staff member. If they want books, it comes through the tablet.
Yeah.
You know, if they're taking classes, they can take it through the tablet. And also, like, their earphones are plugged into the tablet to watch the TV. So there's, like, it was remarkably quiet in the pods. And so there's less fighting. And so all that staff time that's being saved and all those interactions. So they were...
It's just give them screen time. It's like how you get rid of your annoying kids.
Yeah, but it was more like
I'm
all of
teasing a
the,
little bit.
Oh, and all their mail comes through on the tablets. So it's another way, you know, instead of going and passing out all these mail
Sure.
and
Walking around.
yeah, so it was really remarkable. I hadn't thought about
Yeah. Okay.
how that tablet is saving so many hours and staff time and makes the job of the deputies there easier. So I think, you know, how do we look at technology in that way that we can save money and time? And
So you don't imagine necessarily raising taxes to try to cover the shortfall?
no, I don't see that happening right
Okay.
now. Yeah.
All right.
And I do think that we also have to look on the positive side.
Yeah.
How do we bring in other businesses? How do we bring in those sectors that we've talked about and really concentrate on economic development?
Yeah. Well, I mean, being a really efficient city would be an amazing thing, right?
Yeah.
Before I drift to the next question, I'm thinking about like the parks and the maintenance of the parks and stuff is a huge number. Like,
Yeah.
anything to be done there? Would you ever envision giving any parks back or anything like that? Or
Well, you know, thanks to all of our residents who passed the 2050
yeah.
tax to help refresh our parks and keep them moving forward. I do think, you know, maybe we have to get used to the turf being mowed every week and a half instead of every week. Like,
Yeah.
could we do with a little less perfection in Fort Collins?
Yeah. That's an interesting question.
Yeah.
Maybe the flowers. We were just down in Boulder. My exchange student and I took a 150-mile motorcycle ride on Saturday.
Wow.
And went down to Netherland and then dropped down Boulder Canyon and hung out in
Amazing.
Pearl Street. Fort Collins flowers are way better than Pearl Street flowers. Just saying, Boulder, you got a ways to go because I don't know, they're just better.
Yeah, I was in Old Town yesterday and I saw these 2 women going up to the flowers and examining all the different leaves. And I was like, it's so nice to see people really engage with what we've invested in our old town,
Right.
what makes it really special.
And, I'd love to have 1/3 of the flour budget in my bank account because that would be a lot.
Yeah.
So it goes. This is the last one. This is the, I forget, the room 217. This is also from, it's called Brewhouse Sauces, but Old Town Spice Shop retails this on their website. And it's ghost pepper in part. So you've got just enough milk left, probably. You feel good about that?
I don't think I
You
like
can- you
those
can just-
words together.
Here, want me to? Here, I can tip this so you can get a nice, good. This is the last dab. So
I think I'm going to
the
dab.
tradition is to
Just going to dab.
like soak it up real good. But you can get more if you want to on the backside. You can taste it.
Yeah.
Tasting notes.
Well, I don't typically go that hot, so it's a little hard to describe. Definitely more heat than everything else, and still like blooming.
What would you say about the flavor profile outside of the heat?
I don't really know because I'm just concentrating on the heat.
This actually reminds me of I did quite a bit of research watching Hot Ones episodes. I don't know if you're familiar with that show, but this is at least an honoring tribute to like movie actresses and stuff come on to promote their new movie, but have to go through an experience kind of like this, but with hot wings and even hotter sauces. We're being gentle in comparison, but it's surprising how much your brain can't really do things right when you're really heated up and you're trying to think and talk and drink milk and reflect on flavor profiles. I think there's a little bit of like, is there some Scotch bonnet in there too? It almost feels like, in addition to the ghost pepper, that it's got a little bit of that Caribbean.
I don't really
kind
eat
of
that
flavor.
either, so
It's too hot for me too. So this is really the only part of this conversation that's traditional to the LoCo Experience Podcast, which is the closing segment, the craziest story or moment from your lifetime that you're willing to share with our listeners.
you are sweating.
Oh
yeah.
yeah. No, I'm Sweaty Betty.
Okay, let's see if I can say this.
Muscle through.
Yeah, my spicy story. So summer I was 22. I was backpacking across Europe with my then boyfriend, now husband.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we went to the running of the bulls in
Oh, you did?
Pamplona.
One of my good friends just came back from that
Oh,
like a week and a half ago.
did he run?
He did, yeah. And they didn't get trampled.
Good job.
Yep. He was talking about how, like, if you're older, you have to kind of like get like screened at the gate nowadays. They kind of, if
Oh.
you're over 60, I think it's cool, but you gotta like they'll scope for you. If you look like you're 75 and you move like you're 75, they're not gonna let you in anymore.
Yeah, they were not screening at that time.
And then that's why all old people got trampled because they didn't do enough screening. Anyway, so you're at the
Yep. And I did not run with the bulls. My husband and his best friend did.
Okay.
But there was the tower in this square where everybody was hanging out and dancing and having fun, and people were climbing this 15-foot tower and diving into the crowd below.
Oh, okay.
So I made a bet with another girl that if she did it, I'd do it. And unfortunately, she climbed the tower and dove off into the crowd. And, people were holding their arms crossed and with the people across from them to catch the people as they jumped or dove. And huge guy ahead of me was like 6'3", 6'4". They caught him. No problem. Well, you got to remember when you dive into a crowd, you need to belly flop and not swan dive.
Oh shit.
So I dove between their hands and
Oh no.
got to visit a Spanish emergency room and slashed open my hip. And
Oh dang.
yeah,
Your head didn't hit the ground.
my
though.
head did not hit the ground. So the Spanish
Dang.
doctor luckily she spoke French. I spoke French because we didn't have other language in common. And she just was like, you dumb foreigners. We Spaniards are too smart to do this.
Right. It's just the Americans
Yes.
and sometimes the Aussies who
Yeah.
do this dumb shit.
So nobody died with the running of the bulls, but 3 people died diving from the tower that
For
week.
reals?
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. So I felt very lucky with just my
Yeah.
sliced open hip.
Well, and you're lucky somebody deflected your swan dive away from the ground at least.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's the lesson. Don't swan dive
Yes,
into a
yes.
crowd.
Never. I
Yeah.
never will.
No.
I'm an expert at back flopping, so I think I would just do that. Well, Tricia, I thank you for the time.
Well, thank
It
you,
looks like
Kurt.
your nose is starting to run at least a little bit there, so I'm glad that you're not as sweaty as me, though, because then you wouldn't be able to endure this election season.
Yeah. It's gonna heat up still.
I know it's still heating.
Yeah.
Thanks again.
Well,
Thanks for
thank
being here.
you. I appreciate the
Godspeed.
invitation.
Good luck in November.
Thank you.